the stream. So, Fremont Reformation is kicking off its tournament, where no band has gone before. Quick summary for everyone. There is Jeff, one of the Fremont Committee, did a spreadsheet on past Fremont events we've had over the year, and with that spreadsheet he worked out the statistics for the most used cards. The event committee took those cards, voted on which cards should be banned, and we got quite an expansive card list. That is the very long and short of it, and it also just opens up all sorts of other creative options. I've just been joined by Derek. Derek, welcome to the stream.
Hello?
Hello there, you're right.
So, full disclosure, and I'm going to put myself at a bit of a tactical disadvantage with this. I've been looking over your fleet a couple times, and I cannot for the life of me figure out what your strategy is, unless you're going on the old no-plan plan.
Oh, I have a plan. I've definitely got a plan.
Because it seems relatively straightforward. It's just, let's get decent attacks and a lot of shields on these things. And if it's nothing beyond that, then that's fine. But if there's something else, then I'm kind of in a bind because I have no idea what the mindset is. Can I get a promote so I can get my team out?
Sure. What I'll do is I'll crack on with the intro. Just promoting you now. So I'll just drop out for a sec and then I'll join you very shortly.
No problem.
Beautiful. See you in a bit. Mate. Right, so that was the lovely tones of Derek. So my opponent for the evening. So speaking of my opponent, I suppose we should have a look at our lists. So you've got myself. I am fielding 2 Prometheus class starships and a Romulan science vessel. Should have been banned really, that ship, but you know, whatever. So this one is captained by Tomalak. I've dubbed this one the USS Trojan B in honour of all my friends, who has a ship modelled after a Prometheus class. Tomalak, with crew, he gets re-rolls. They have to be active crew. At the moment, the ship is modifications technology. The ship he's on's got 3, so he gets 3 rerolls passively. He's got a dorsal phaser array for a 360 5 dice attack at range 1 to 2, and he's got a system upgrade for an extra shield and 2 sets of impulse efficiency to deal with any orcs he gets, especially from the Federation helmsman. On a Prometheus class, a very fast type of ship. And then I've got the USS Sidwell, another Prometheus class, captained by Core. This ship's named after another one of my friends. Core is when there's crew on this ship that aren't disabled, I get to reroll a die for each crew. Dorsal phaser array, Maxwell Forester additional manoeuvres, and reinforced shielding to make it even tougher than the Trojan B. And then finally Neota Uhura to increase an upgrade's range, so this could apply to this ship or another ship. And then the support ship is a Romulan science vessel with Captain Decker, Cord, Ambassador Cord, and Lure, some manoeuvrement shenanigans, cloak mines for some area control, and Julian Bashir for some time token on crew support. And then moving over to Derek. Derek has got an extremely evasive NX-01 build, very expensive build, with dual action James Kirk for a crew, Riker for some passive offense and modification, improved phases and aft phase cannon to increase the offensive output of such an old ship, Montgomery Scott to reactivate all sorts of weapons I imagine it's going to be disabled, Exocomp for regen, MRS that will trigger when Scott gets enabled, so a lot of things will just trigger off of that. Nice amount of moving parts to synergize. And then you've got the USS Enterprise, the classic Connie. We can regenerate shields. You've got Cisco, can get rid of Orcs, 4-fire phaser barrage and dual phaser banks. Miles O'Brien to remove disabled tokens from ships and upgrades. Crusher to help with that. Phlox to help with that. And then Tom Parrish with Axe of Agility. And then finally you've got a very rarely seen Bajoran scout ship with Commander Data and 2 Bajoran military just to help up the offensive output. So let's just read dual phase about when attacking with your primary weapon during the whole roll attacks that you would same as card to gain 1+1. Okay. Lovely. And that's that. Let's jump onto the stream. I need to reset the camera. Evidently. And you can see my opponent setting themselves up. Getting ready. I get the camera right. So I'll jump into the chat in just a second. Hopefully perfectly. Yeah, that looks pretty good.
Hello?
Hello there, you right?
Yep.
Cool beans, cool beans. That's the intro.
Pretty much
done.
set up now.
Lovely. Shall we jump into the game? I've obviously set up because I've got the server up for a little while. Let's get my dice. Have I seen you before on Fremont, or are you new?
I've been around for a bit. Whether we've faced off or not is anyone's guess. That being said, if you recognize this NX, it's my build.
Yes, I have seen that NX once before. I don't think you flew it. It was in the last year. It gave a Romulan Rebird a run for its money.
Now, I won't say that every one of them is mine, but I started the whole, hey, let's put some teeth on the NX build thing. Or at least around here I did. Yeah. I have a similar build for the Oberth, but I've never brought that back. I just like pairing it with other ships. I have actually started a similar idea with some Romulan ships that I made today. Where it's a bunch of itty-bitty Romulans that hit for 5 dice and dodge for 6. Now that being said, this original Kirk era animated Enterprise is something new. Like, I haven't played with a lot of these cards. Like, the Cisco is new to me, the Enterprise is new, the phasers are new, and so yeah, I have very little idea what I'm doing in that.
What inspired the build?
Quite simply, the NX was left over from the last game, so I'm like, I'll just leave that in the fleet builder and leave it in the bag and just build other ships. And I'm like, you know what? With the Enterprise, I use a lot of stuff from animated. Like, I use the Kirk, I use Maress, I use a different Enterprise, but I use Sulu and Scotty. I should actually use the Enterprise, because the Constitution's a good build. I mean, I'm sure lots of people are familiar with the old put Janeway on the tiny prize and turn her loose trick, you know? And I'm like, you know what, let's try the animated one. And then I look at the ability, I'm like, oh, that's really nasty. I can do something with it. Plus, there are so many, the Constitution's such a popular ship to make that there's all sorts of cards that just apply to it, like the full power phaser and the dual phasers and whatnot. You know, where it's just, it gets all these bonuses if it's on a Constitution. I figured I'd make one. And the Ratosha was, I had points left over, and I like what Bajoran Militia does.
Fair enough.
And Data was just, that's how many points I had left.
So it was a sort of bargain bin then.
Yep. Which, if I had the points, I'd have put a third Bajoran Militia on this to do the full trick. You know, I only have so much to work with. And I'm eager to see if this will finally be the time where the NX can carry a match. Because every single time I've ever been reduced to just the NX, it's gone away. Like, eventually it just goes down.
And you got the Federation NX as well, haven't you?
Oh yeah. That's, to me, that's the only one worth playing.
You reckon? What about
because
the
of all
mirror
the
version?
things I can do with it. Yeah.
Okay.
Nope, not a fan. Because the mirror version doesn't synergize with any of the cards that make it good, and it doesn't get the free hull plate.
Yeah. 'Cause-
Because this isn't just an NX, this is the NX-01. 01.
'Cause- 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 'cause-
It's a small distinction, but it's an important one. Now, my original NX before Kirk, the animated series popped, had 2 Bach as a captain and sported a second exocomp.
Oh yeah, exocomp isn't unique, is it?
Nope. It's just prohibitively expensive if you're not playing tabletop simulator, because you have to buy a second starter of the set it came from, which was both expensive and rare.
Was it the 2017 starter set that exocomp comes in?
Yeah, it was the Federation Klingon ones, where it's the D and the Klingon ships.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, the exocomps made this ship virtually immortal. If you don't kill it in one turn, it will heal for full. And with one exocomp, it's not as good, but it's still formidable, especially since it doesn't specify what I heal, so crits are the first thing to go away.
Yeah, yeah.
So.
Very good. Right then.
And the animated Kirk and Maress just give me the ability to do my Sulu trick and still have quality on my rolls. Because Kirk allows me to do a battle station and a crew, so I get to battle station Sulu. Maress removes a disable with a battle station, which allows me to keep using Scott. So I never have to use an action for anything other than Kirk Sulu. I can, but chances are I won't.
And Pike, where does Pike fit in all of it?
Pike allows me to have the extra crew that lets me put Riker on the fleet.
Gotcha.
Because this is only a 3-crew ship, but Pike makes it a 4-crew ship, and that 4th crew is kind of required.
Yeah, definitely. Well, it's an additional defense die as well, and passive modification.
Yeah.
Passive modification, something sort of often overlooked, I think.
Yeah. So basically, Maress is not negotiable. Scotty's not negotiable. Sulu's not negotiable. It's just whether I want Riker or Paris. And Paris got cut because Riker's just better.
Yeah, he's
but
cheap.
You see, Paris made it over to Kirk's Enterprise, commanded by Sisko. And I'm just intrigued with this Sisko, the fact that he just removes an Aux from the ship at the end of the round. If Kirk weren't so good, I'd consider putting him on there. Just because of that. Like, if I run into Dominion, then this gets really awesome. But he does enough just on his own. And what you see over here with these crew is the old Doctor route. Just to sum it up, planning phase, I disable O'Brien to re-enable the phasers. I disable Beverly to enable Miles, and I disable Phlox in the activation phase to enable Beverly, and then next turn it's Beverly enables Phlox, etc., etc. The Doctors just loop healing each other.
So how come you didn't go with upgraded phasers instead of dual phasers?
I forgot that existed because one of them is restricted. One of them, I think it was Type 8, is restricted, and I forgot that upgraded does the exact same thing for the exact same cost, and I forgot that it existed entirely.
Yeah, because upgraded gives you that attack fighter gimmick extra shot, doesn't it, as well?
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
something to know.
Which would have been very nice, but this accomplishes the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, I can do the full power every 2 turns because of Arsenal, and dual phasers I can do every turn because of O'Brien if it comes to that. Or if you get within range 1 of them. Because, yeah.
Sweet.
Although at range 1 there's no reason not to just use my primaries other than the fact that I don't want to. One thing I do like is that the older ships that by rights should not be in any way competitive are, like the original Tiny Prize had that ability of, oh, you could just keep doing Auxes and use your actions thing.
Yeah, which is actually really powerful.
Then they came out with the Janeway who says, yeah, when you do an action from your ship's bar, do it twice and give yourself an Aux. So she just stacks Auxes forever. You just never clear your Auxes. And you just have 2 battle stations, or 2 scans, or 2 evades, which is really nice with that one evasion.
Yeah.
And then you've got animated Tiny Fries, like, hi, I just regenerate my shields because I feel like it. You know?
Yeah.
And I don't know as much about the refits and the A, because the A came out in a period when I wasn't playing. And the refits are okay, from what I remember, but... And then there's the NX, which should not in any way, shape, or form be competitive, but because of how it rigs, it's just this untouchable monster that you can't do anything. And before Rule of 3, it was worse, because you could stack Tom on there and roll 7 dice. You know? It's kind of terrifying.
I do like the one where it can target lock enough. That's a mirror version, isn't it? That can target lock.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
the only thing I remember about the mirror version is I'm thinking mirror define. I'm thinking the mirror version has more firepower. I don't like the mirror version. It doesn't have any of the things that I like about the NX. And again, just a normal NX wouldn't do it because that free hull plating at the cost of not spending 4 points makes the build. This is not a viable build without the hull plating. So I couldn't build this with the generic NX or the Terran NX because of it. Unless we were doing officer exchange program, and that only affects the crew.
I haven't seen that card yet.
It's an old school resource. We don't tend to use resources here. Officer exchange program is you choose 2 factions, say Klingon and Dominion, and they do not suffer faction penalties for using each other's crew. So I can put Dominion crew on a Klingon ship and Klingon crew on a Dominion ship with no faction cost. But of course, it only applies to crew. I don't think it does captains or ambassadors, but it's a nifty little card. And it's good for certain builds. It's less viable nowadays, now that sub-factions exist. For example, Federation, Vulcan, and Bajoran are one faction now, so that's 3 factions that don't need to use it. And then there's the independent can of worms, where it's independent Kazon, Zindi, and Ferengi, which are all really good when they're mixed. I actually have a build I made for fun that wasn't via the restrictions we have, where it's just Kazon ships with Ferengi weapons, and it's absolutely terrifying. Because the thing people forget about Kazon ships is they only have a 45-degree area on either side that you cannot be targeted with. Because they've got a 180 front arc and a 90-degree rear arc. So the blind spot on a Kazon ship is very narrow and very easy to miss.
Yeah. Yeah,
and if you give them Ferengi torpedoes... Huh?
It's surprising how many decent arcs they've got for Kazon, considering they're considered inferior.
I've always said that the problem with the Kazon and the Bajorans, the Kazon have amazing ships and terrible cards, and the Bajorans have terrible ships and amazing cards. That's the way I've always seen it. Like, if you have a game that'll support points, you never want to see Deep Space Nine with 3 Bajoran militia on board.
So if I was Jed watching this stream, I'd be taking notes.
I only got 1 battle station on my roll.
That was your roll, was it?
Yeah.
And I have 0.
Minimum effort wins again. So for the record, I'm working off captain score of 10 on the NX, 8 on the Enterprise, and 3 on the Ritochi.
Lovely. And currently I am 8, 9, and 2.
Alrighty then.
I'll just get some captain markers to...
It'll be an interesting thing. Because, again, and I couldn't quite puzzle out what we're up to there, but I don't see a whole lot of... Oh, what do you word? Like, I don't see a whole lot of scary things other than the fact that they hit hard and they're hard to punch through the shields. You know? So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out.
Yeah.
The problem with using the NX is by now the NX has made the rounds and everyone has at least a general idea of what to expect.
It's a new thing for me. Your particular NX, should I say. So, I am going to pick a planet.
I can't imagine why. It has something to do with that Genesis effect.
Oh yeah, buddy.
I will go. Derelict ship. Debris. And Spacial. And for the record, I know how to talk properly. I choose not to.
Interesting. What do you mean by talk properly?
When I picked up debris, I said debris.
Fortunately, I understood where you were coming from. I can't remember who places the first
I know
obstacle.
how to pronounce things. What's that?
Who places first obstacle?
I think I do because I have initiative. I will go here with it.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
Derelict ship actually works really well off of my build.
Lovely.
Debris out here. And station down here where I needn't worry about it. Ticket in the corner where nothing happens.
Lovely. Right then, I suppose it's my 2 first, isn't it? Then you're Mr. Data.
Yeah, Data wasn't a great captain, but for the point range, he at least does things. So, Mr. Data.
Okay.
For the record, all of my ships, when highlighted, show the captain and the captain's rank. So, if you highlight the Ricochet, it says Data 3.
Okay.
I also stole these from last thing, where I just have the captain's skill next to them.
Very nice. Cool. You go next. 8.
You're 8 then.
10. Is it my 8 next?
Yeah.
Trojan B. Okay, and I'm up to a 9.
I have always been disappointed with how pathetic the Defiant turned out to be in this game, because it has the same stats as the Delta Flyer, and the Delta Flyer ends up being a better ship.
Yeah, it's true. Delta Flyer is a bit punching above its weight, isn't it?
Meanwhile, the Defiant should look similar to the Enterprise D or E's stat-wise. It should have a minimum of 4 attack. But I mean, it's small, but it's made of armor, weaponry, and engines. By the way, if you hear me yelling at something, I have a cat with no sense of personal space.
Right.
And she may decide that it is cuddle time. And she is a violent headbutt machine.
I've got my cat on my lap at the moment. Minnie the Moo.
She's content to sit on the desk side drawer and lick my wrist at the moment. So we'll see how long that will last. A little scared, but she's sweetie, so I'll allow it.
Yeah. Right then. So the USS Sidwell is down. Sidwell is at 9. Lovely. And I'm going to use Cord. Ambassador, and I am going to select your Enterprise, USS Enterprise.
What does that do?
So, Mr. Cord. So, if you accept the negotiations, you have to plan your dial up and T take damage. If you decline them, you have to buy. Yeah. So, it's up to you which
That
one.
is the Kirk Enterprise, correct?
Yeah, to the USS Enterprise. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, the Spacial one.
Yes, it's good.
Alright, he's gonna go a 4 white straight.
Okay, so he's going to plan with his dial up. Okie dokie.
Yeah.
Lovely.
I'm gonna flip it just because of how this works mechanically, but I will let you know.
No problem.
Because I have to hit the engage button to move it, and that's on the other side.
Cool. Okay. Let's do this.
And so basically, until you hurt him, that's how he plays. Yes.
Correct.
Alright. Good thing I don't need the skin on that arm. Cat's tongue is like sandpaper.
Yeah.
More so than a usual cat. Alright.
What, have you got a bobcat or something?
Huh?
Have you got a bobcat or something? Because that's an unusual cat.
No, she's just a normal tabby cat. There's no reason for her tongue to be like that, but it just is.
Alright, and then I can imagine we need to change the board in a bit. That's a nice one if you agree with that one.
I'm fine with it.
Cool. So I've got some stuff for start of the activation. So I'm going to use McCoy, set, activation phase, flip the crew beneath this card face up, and equip it, then place 3 time tokens. Cheers, Mr. Woof. And then Julian Bashir is within range 1, so he's immediately going to remove 2 time tokens.
Oh, okay.
That's the 1 token.
Ah, the warp was the thing I couldn't see. Alright. So he becomes a 10 now?
No, it's the next
Oh,
game.
9.
Yeah, next game round, because the time token will go in the end phase. Cool beans. Right then.
Actually, he's already in, so he should become a 9. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was worried about. Alright. No issues.
Right then, I am ready to rock and roll. Let's get the time timed in. 501. I'll do a 5 on Shay. Cool. Ready, steady, go. Good luck. I better start the stream timer as well, don't I? Timer. Okay.
Just so you know, you paused it instead of starting it.
Cheers. So I'm going to cloak.
I feel so naked. I don't have any cloaks on this field. No cloaks, no center. No Ferengi torpedoes. No money goblins of any kind.
Cool. Yep, now Mr. Data. Yeah, it's good that they've got
Alright,
stuff.
he is going to go up here. And I will invade this turn. I believe I move first on my 8.
Yep.
So, 4 straight.
That's what the initiative tokens.
I will battle station.
Cool. My 8, the Trojan B. Do that. The wrong direction. Oh no, that's why. So the Prometheus dial's all screwed up on this. So it's a 2 forwards. There we go.
Okay. And your other one?
We are going to
Oh, never mind. He has yeah, he has a 9 because of force. I didn't see that.
Yeah. So
All right, that makes sense.
battle stations there, and then my 9. Let's go do a 6 forwards. That actually worked. I'm just going to redo that though and use the movement pad because make sure it does it properly. There we go. And then I'm going to Maxwell Forest to go forwards 1.
Right. I will have Kirk move up 3, and he will Kirk soup. I'm not going to bother with the token because it's going to go away this turn.
Right. No pew pew?
Nothing in range, yes.
No. So end phase. I'm going to Genesis effect. Release the Riker. It's going to take time token to remove a time token from Riker and remove a time token from Mr. Worf. And the USS Sidwell maxes out at 11.
The Enterprise's move is a 3 white straight, just so you know.
Okie dokie. Let's get rid of that battle stations. Shouting at the dog. What's he doing? Right then, so that's everything I want to do for now. So start of activation. I'm gonna Uhura. Onto the USS. It's the Sidwell, he's at the top there.
I was not expecting to see that Riker on the field. Interesting.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Uhura in on the Sidwell. That is all she wrote for now.
All right.
Cool.
Your move.
So my 2, doing 4 forwards. And then a 1 sensor echo. Nice, I'm up to 8.
Alrighty. Data's gonna move up 2, and I will evade again. Not quite ready to fight yet. And
my 8.
You're on yeah.
So my 8. Again, so it should have been a 4 left. On the Trojan. Which will Federation Helmsman. Let's do a 1 bank left.
be a shooting phase. Okay. Cisco will move up, and I will evade. Why not? And I will now move him up, and I will hurt Sulu. This time there will be a shooting phase potentially, so battle stations come on. Okay. So.
Okay, and then the USS Sidwell in the corner here. It's going to do a 4 left bank. And then we'll do an Admiral Forrest for a 1 left bank. Okay, very nice, very evil.
So, mine 10 shoots first.
My 11 will shoot first.
Do you have any range on me yet with that?
Yes, I do. I've got a dorsal phaser array firing at range.
All right.
So the dorsal phaser is going to shoot the Ratosha.
Nice. That is 3 dice and an evade.
And it's a secondary weapon as well. Just remind me who's on the Ratosha.
Evade.
So the Majora Militia are just 4 attack dice, aren't they? Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. I'm not used to seeing them. Right,
There is a Bajoran captain that lets me roll defense dice for them, but I don't have them.
Gotcha. Right.
And he's in action anyways. Go ahead.
So here we go. And then which ship is that? The Sidwell. So using the 3 crew that were on my ship, I will re-roll 3 dice. For 3 hits.
I will evade 1 and take the other 2 off the shields.
Cool.
So, Kirk's going to shoot next using the improved phasers, so that is 4 dice. You are 3 away, and it's treated as a primary weapon, so you get an extra dodge.
Nice.
Two hits, 2 crits.
Cool. Do I get a reply? Do that for the viewers at home, it'll be a lot easier for them to follow. 4 shields off of the Trojan B.
So, for the record, my improved phasers uses time tokens, 2 of them. I will not be placing time tokens because 1 goes onto Arsenal, 1 goes onto that, and they clear at the end of the round, and it's just an extra step we don't need to mess with.
Yeah, no problem. Right then, so the Trojan B gets a shot. I'm just going to shoot the Ratosha.
Okay. Now, is this with the dorsals or no?
This is with the primary weapon.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use the 3 crew that are on there for the rerolls. For 3 hits.
Let's see what we got. 1, and there's 2 hull. So 1 hit, 1 crit. Crit is minor hull breach. No issues. That being said, I'm rotating this deck. Okay, so the Ratosha, only 2 dice at this range. So, ping ping. Let's see what we got. Two hits. And that is range 3, so add your dice. Nope, I use those.
What, the evade dice?
We use those. Yes. I reused my dice.
Okay. So I will get. I'll lose a shield. And take a hit, crit. Engine room fire.
I only hit you with 2. No. I hit you with 2 dice.
Oh, okay. So
I just put them next to the other reds.
Right. Okay. This is why I clean dice up. So it's a shield and a hull.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So.
All right. So onward we go. Now things get interesting.
Riker time token and a Hera time token. So I'm going to drop some cloak mines.
Right.
Okay, so the mines are down.
Mm-hmm.
Then
All right, I'm ready.
okay. My monitor's just turned itself off. Get rid of that mode at some point. Stand by. I'll go with that. Okie dokie, that's me set. Actually, let me just double check I've got the right ships. That's what I want to do. What is it? Oh yeah, and the Trojan B is an 11 now. What's my date now? Let's just check the stream's not affected by the monitor. That's fine. Okay, right. Ready to rock and roll. You good?
Let's see what you got.
Right, start of activation. I've got nothing going for me at the moment. So the Roman science vessel, do a 4 forwards. will sense echo right.
Ah.
There you go.
Alright, so the Ratosha is going to go here, which is in range. However, my action is Bajoran Militia. Data's action is to scan. So roll those 2 dice.
Right, so your actions Bajoran Militia. I think you've specifically got to do the scan action to use it against the mines.
Yep.
So at the start of the game, place one of these tokens on the card. During the activation, we take one of these. So during the combat phase, add a number of attack dice. Okay, so the Bajoran Militia increase the attack dice right to the end, but Data is simply placing a scan token, not actually taking the scan action. So that would still make
well,
it.
Either way, go ahead.
Okie dokie.
That was extra anyway, so.
Hit crit.
And it already did far more damage than I expected it to do.
Yeah, that was a pretty decent roll for that.
Alright, let's see a direct hit. Yes! One of the direct hits out of the deck. Happened. Alright.
Just update the
And
score. So your Ratosha's 22 points, isn't it?
I've got it on a chart somewhere.
Yeah, I think it's 22 points.
Cisco will battle stations. And Kirk will Kirk Sewell.
Cool. Number 3. Hit crit on the NX.
What yet? See the crit. It was not a direct hit.
That's unfortunate. Let's just clean this board up a little bit. It's actually 10. Okay, cool. So now my promies. So the USS Sidwell. Wrong one. Just doing a left 4 bank.
I will actually change my thing since that happened at a thing. Instead, I will do the action to flip that down instead of the Kirk suit.
What now? Sorry.
That happened in the planning phase. Basically, at the start of combat, otherwise I would roll a die and have a chance.
Right, I'm with you now. Yeah, gotcha.
So, if I had 1 damage, I'd tank it.
Yeah.
But I do not have 1 damage.
Right, so the Sidwell. Where's the Sidwell? It's going to use Maxwell Forest to do a 1 forwards.
Yep.
I'll use this pad over here. The Sidwell, 1 forwards. Lovely. And then the USS Trojan. It's doing a 3 bank right. There. It's going to use improved impulse efficiency. I'm on the wrong side of the board. Sometimes our game skips. So it needs to go up to 11. Impulse efficiency, place 2 time tokens, remove 1 orcs when I do a white maneuver. And then the ship will do a 1 bank left with Federation Helmsman. we go.
Alright. Go ahead and take your shot.
So, obviously no shot with the Trojan. The Sidwell only has a shot with its dorsal phases on the NX, so it might as well go for it. I better put the warps on the Federation engine. And then I'll use the rerolls that I've got with the ship. 4 hits.
So I've got 4 dice without Sulu. I've got 1 Riker Convert and 2 Oxys. One of which Scotty will eat. So that is 4 of 8s. Alright. That was a round.
I am in your rear arc.
So you are. Well, it's there. I may as well shoot. Greedies. That is not a roll. That was a flip.
Yeah, I had a suspicion.
1 hit.
1 shield off the Sidwell.
Now we get interesting. Okay, so start of the phase. We're gonna put a pair of time tokens on my exocomp and get rid of this.
Okay. I'm going to drop 2 time tokens off Impulse Efficiency and Ahura. That's all I've got for end phase gimmicks. Yeah, I'm all good to go look planning.
Now, refresh my memory. If I start in a minefield and leave it, that doesn't count?
If you start in a minefield and leave it fully, you clear it.
Yeah.
No
Whereas if I start in it and stay in it, it counts. Okay, just checking.
That's right. So, planning phase, I'm going to do lure, and I'm going to lure the NX. Mini, don't go out the window.
What's it do again?
I get to choose a green maneuver on your dial, and you don't get to see it.
Alright.
Let's dial for the NX. So lure is now.
I just put it up there.
Yeah, cheers. So if this maneuver makes you fly off the table or bump another ship, you can choose to do a full stop instead. I will just double check actually I've got that the right way around because I've done the dial upside down. Yes, that's correct. Lovely. Right, let's do my dials. Okay, sorted.
Alright, move your little Rami.
So, start of activation, I've got nothing else apart from moving the Romy, so free bank. And then the sensor echo forward right. Lovely.
Cisco's gonna almost certainly bump. No. That was... Hold on, why did he do that? He was supposed to do a turn. Do a turn. I must have changed it. Oh well.
Okay, is he scanning?
Go ahead and roll your thing.
Okay. What?
No.
Okay. One shield.
I don't see a need in protecting shields that I can regenerate instantly at the start of the next turn.
Okay, and then your NX.
Yep. Going to Kirk Sulu, just in case, which re-enables Scotty.
Okay,
Go
so
ahead.
that'll be 3 dice from the mines.
Yep.
1 damage.
1 hit, which is just enough to tank it.
Okay, and then
And lure is a one-time use?
that's correct.
Or no?
Yeah, 1 time only.
No more of that.
And now the Sidwell. Wrong one. It's doing a hard free to the left. I'm so used to the dials all working. And it will battle stations. And then the Trojan is doing a hard free to the left. That's going to use the other impulse efficiency.
I honestly think the person who designed Cloak Mines to just sit there forever should have been fired. Everything else is balanced except those. Like, there's only like 3 cards in the whole game that can get rid of them. One's in a starter set, the other's in a prize pack. You know? And it's just ridiculous that they should stay on there or that they don't target you like other minefields.
Yeah. It's a planet in the way. Closest to closest. I think I'm out of range anyway. Yeah. So I'm just going to sit there pretty on and evade. Okay.
Go ahead and take your shots.
Okay.
Or your shot, rather.
Just turn the dials up first. Alright then.
Oh, I don't have to keep my dial on anymore. I took shield damage. I can hide these again.
So range 2 shot with the primary weapon against the Enterprise. The USS Enterprise. Connie. There we go. And then I'll use the crew rerolls as a modification. Otherwise, and then I'll spend.
Just
that
that I've
spend the battle.
just to point it out, you rolled your ship too.
Yeah, he jumped in the air. He's enthusiastic.
All right, so that is 2 shields, 1 hit, 2 crit. 2 shield, 1 hit. Let's see how this goes. Crit number 1. Direct hit. That's game right there. Now we get interesting.
Let's just update the stream. I've got a few things to update.
Alright.
Just destroyed animation. Yay! Destroyed animation. Right. So 30, 70. update. Right, Tosha's gone. That's gone. It's badly damaged. And then you've got currently one hull on the NX.
The first exotop time token done.
Alright, time tokens. So one off impulse efficiency, one off the other impulse efficiency, and one off the Hera. I can go.
Alright. I'm ready.
Cool. Let's get the dials done. Okay, I'm ready to rock.
Alright.
Yeah, so my little science vessel. So your one bank in evade. Okay, and I'm short shoot.
Alright. So. Damn, didn't go far enough. Oh well. Let's see if I've got it.
Are you scanning or Suluing? Or doing the curve
Nope.
stuff? Okay,
That's game.
okay. Thank you for the game, good game.
Because if I scanned, I wouldn't have had the firepower or the evasion to survive your next shot. So there's no point.
Still got
Need to
passive
erase-
Riker, haven't you?
Should have gone with the 3. Oh well.
It's nice to see the old NX. So this is what the stuff of legend, is it? This is what's caused the how old is that NX build, or the original, if you will?
I don't know. I've probably been running it for 2 to 4 years. The original build, the current build came out when the animated series came out.
Yeah. Very good. Sorry.
Just out of curiosity, or not just out of curiosity, just to let you know, this is the other thing that I've built.
Yeah. A bag.
Which this one is not. This one is not legal for this event, but it's still
okay.
fun. This is the kind of thing that, left to my own devices, I will do. Just spread these out for you.
Move these. Give me some space for you.
With Quark having that other one under him.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the stream now anyway, and have a quick natter
Yeah.
here, and then I'm going to go, I think there's another game that's streaming now. I'm going to go and watch that, because I'm interested to see what So yeah, so I'll just do a quick outro. Should be right back. Lovely. So quite a quick game, that one, but I've managed to get on through. The Promies did their job. Thank you for watching. That's round one. There is another game now if you are watching live between Nick and Dan. Check out Mr. OK's Twitch channel. Otherwise, as usual,